All right, so we have something pretty serious to talk about today. Um, Andrew Callaghan of Channel 5, the creator of Channel 5 with Andrew Callaghan and All Gas No Brakes, has been accused of some pretty pretty horrendous things. Trigger warning. This video is going to talk about sexual assault. So, a couple days ago, about like 5 days ago, I think, a TikTok user by the name of Cornbread Asserole posted a video, and we're just gonna watch the video here.
I never in a million years thought that I would be making this video, and I'm shaking because I've tried a couple different times and haven't been able to get my point across, but I don't like seeing abusers get platforms. And my abuser, Andrew Callaghan, also known as All Gas No Brakes, Channel 5, and whatever his new HBO show's called, I forget, has been plastered all over my news feed, and I've tried to come to him person to person and try to get him to take accountability for what he did, but his version of what happened the night that he assaulted me is so skewed. So I will tell you that he did eventually get consent. And that's the main point, is that he eventually got consent because he wore me down. He told me he needed a place to stay for the night. He had some sort of falling out with one of his crew members or whatever, and I was very clear about the fact that we are not hooking up. He gets in my bed and wears me down to the point where I eventually do agree to do things that I wasn't proud of. And I wasn't proud of them and thought it was my fault for so long that I continued to be nice to him after the situation. He wouldn't leave my house the next morning. And then as time went on and I processed things, I thought, you know what, just because eventually I said, okay, whatever, because I was trying to just get the whole night over with so that it could be morning so that he could leave, it doesn't discount the fact that I told him no. I told him no so many times prior to this. I said, I'm tired, I'm not really feeling it. I came up with any excuse that I possibly could to just get him off of me. And he still found a way to coerce me into things that I didn't want to do. And this is really hard for me to say. I never thought I would come forward, but it's even more hard to have to relive the trauma that I endured every single day by seeing this man as a social justice warrior, as someone who cares about human rights, get a platform. You shouldn't be supporting him. And at the end of the day, like, I've told close friends of mine, I've tried coming out about this before, and he texted me saying that it basically ruined his life and that his life was over now because of things that I said, and other women have come forward to me, but this is my first time publicly talking about it on a platform like TikTok because I hope it gets traction. I hope people listen to me. I hope that if something similar has happened to you, that you know that that's not your fault. It wasn't my fault what happened to me, just because I eventually caved. This is so hard to do, but I eventually, I was really hoping that he would eventually take accountability, but he just texted me this skewed version of what he thought had happened, and in that moment, it wasn't fight or flight, it was freeze. I froze, and I couldn't control my body anymore. Not to mention, he got me really drunk that night. He was trying to buy me all kinds of the best kinds of tequila at the dive bar we were at, and a lot of people don't believe me. I've got receipts, I've got photos of us, I've got text messages, but you shouldn't need that. You should believe me, and you should stop supporting Andrew Callaghan. Take away his platform. He doesn't deserve it. I never
All
in a
right,
million
so
years.
this Caroline here, I think, guess that's her name. She is not the only woman that has come forward with allegations, and we have another video that we're gonna watch from another TikTok user. But I want to talk about this a little bit before we go to the next video. First of all, great kudos to these people that are coming out and talking about this stuff, because this is a really hard thing for people to talk about. I mean, it's like she said, she's talking about her trauma here, and then you can even see it over here at this first comment. So, not to cast doubt on you, but could you provide the receipts, because I'm getting some mixed signals here. False allegations of something like this are extremely rare, okay? But something that this person said in this video that I can 100% relate to is when she said that Andrew texted her this whole weird version of what happened that night, and it wasn't fight or flight, it was just freeze. I can 100% attest to that being a reaction of someone who has dealt with this stuff in the past. Because I have a story as well with similar incident to what these women are going through from my past. And there was this one instance where I thought that my the perpetrator of what had happened to me, I thought that they were at my job, and I completely froze, and I didn't know what to do. My body I just stopped and just couldn't do anything at all. I was completely just in a I don't even know if it was a state of shock or I was scared or what it was, but I can 100% relate to that. And just going based off of that reaction, I don't doubt this person even for a second. Andrew 100% needs to come out and address these allegations. Something that I've seen, and this is just now getting picked up by media and creators online, but something that I keep seeing everywhere is it's so disappointing that the allegations against Andrew Callaghan, it's so disappointing. And I understand what people mean by that, but the focus of this should not be, oh yeah, it was Andrew. They got Andrew Callaghan. Like, wow, like, I really liked him. It shouldn't be. We shouldn't be looking at this through the lens of, oh, someone that I liked, someone that I do, and I do like him. Someone that I like, or someone that I like to watch, is they did these things. What matters is that these people were traumatized by his actions. That should be the focus of the story. I wanted to say that before I go any further or talk about anything else, because I've seen a lot of videos, I've seen a lot of tweets, comments on Reddit, comments on TikTok of people saying, "Oh, well, it's so disappointing," and the focus should be on these victims, these women, and their trauma that these actions have caused. The focus should not be anywhere else. Yes, this is. I mean, it's shitty news, but again, we have to keep our heads straight here, ladies and gentlemen. That being said, here is the next video by another TikToker named Moldy Freckle. I don't know her real name.
So, I told him I would take him home because he lived close by, but that I did not want to have sex in my car at all. I did not want to have sex with him again, ever. And after we got to my car, he started advancing towards me, started touching my inner thigh, and pulled me forward and started kissing my neck. So I really couldn't move out of the position. He was holding me tightly. And he proceeded to put his hand down my pants. I told him to stop. I told him to get off of me multiple times. He tried to put my hand down his pants, and I was, fighting against him during this, told him to please stop. And he said, you could at least suck my dick. And I said, no, I don't want to do that. Get out of my car. At that point, it was, I'm not taking you home anymore. Get the fuck out of my car. And he just got mad, really. He was mad that I would even say that. But at the same time, he was laughing at me and continued to try to kiss me and was like, are you serious? Come on, come on. yeah, it was not fun. So I told him to get out of my car again. He wouldn't get out. And he said, you could at least take me home. So I realized at this point I would not be able to physically push him out of my car. So I started driving quickly and erratically down the road. I pulled into a busier street and I stopped abruptly, thinking, you know, like maybe someone will realize something is wrong, or if someone is honking at me, like he'll feel uncomfortable and want to leave the car. But I guess it did make him uncomfortable that I did that, and I told him to get the fuck out of my car. And he was like, can I at least get a kiss goodbye? And I said, fuck no, get the fuck out. He left. Never spoke to him or saw him again.
Okay. So I'm gonna talk about the things that she said in that, but
So
what he did to her and Caroline, and there are other victims that are still coming forward now on, you know, like anonymous social media accounts, and even in the comments of this person and the other person's video, you know, talking about you know, bad experiences they've had with Andrew where he's done stuff. First of all, coercion is far from consent. That's something else that we need to get straight. Coercion does not equate consent. I feel like most people know that, but I still feel like it also needed to be said. You know, she talked about him, like, you know, like reaching for her in her thigh and like kissing her neck and stuff. And, you know, her just, you know, feeling really uncomfortable and scared, and just, you know, clearly these people are traumatized by what has happened. We need to encourage these people to keep speaking up. We need to encourage victims of any kind of these types of things to speak up about it. And it's hard. It's really hard. I know firsthand how hard that this can be. Okay? Especially when people don't believe you. It's one of the most frustrating things in the entire world. As far as anything else regarding this story goes, there are other accounts and stories that I did not go over in this video because I don't want it to be too long. But these are not the only two women that have accused Andrew of doing things that they were not comfortable with him doing. And as far as I can tell right now, and Instagram is some of the only social media he has aside from where he posts his videos, Andrew has not responded in any way, shape, or form, at least not publicly, to any of these allegations. I've searched for a response. I've tried to look for one. He has not responded, but the longer he waits, the worse it is going to get for him. He needs to address this immediately. Absolutely immediately.